just a phenomenal game. Some back and forth, a gritty win by our guys. Obviously getting it to overtime there and finding a way. And congrats to JT setting the all-time franchise record for rushing touchdowns. Just a phenomenal game by him and our offensive line protecting. I thought it was phenomenal. Our guys battled like crazy. Just a hell of an experience over here playing this football game.
Do you run out of stuff to say about JT after a game like this?
Well, I didn't run out of stuff in there. I mean, setting a franchise record for rushing touchdowns is pretty impressive. Obviously, in year 6, doing that in year 6 is phenomenal. The way he's been running. I think we had 323 yards on the ground. So credit to the guys up front. Credit to him the way he ran. He ran hard all day.
Shane, could you sense as the game went on that JT was really kind of humming and they were having a tough time stopping him?
Yeah, he was humming pretty good. Obviously, we popped a big one there in the 4th quarter. It was kind of just mashed up in there, and he bounced it to the left and hit it down the sidelines. That was a huge run that kind of got some good momentum, good juice going for us there. And then obviously, our special teams did a hell of a job returning too, getting good field position there for us offensively to put us in position to go score some points.
When did you feel like
the process when we were at the 6-yard line in the 3rd quarter and we called a pitch? What was the thought process calling that play?
Oh, we were just trying to get around the edge right there. Tried to just block him down and try to get around the edge.
when he was getting hot, obviously, when you hit the 83-yarder, but at what point did you sense like he was getting to that point?
I think 3rd quarter, starting of it, I thought, we were really close on some runs there. And then obviously we popped that one. And then finally, there in overtime too was good right there at the end. Obviously the huge catch by Tyler, getting us there, in the fringe of field goal range right there. And then, we started rolling and our guys were blocking well.
And then you as a coach that respond to that, I assume, right? Like just, you have to recognize
Yeah,
it,
you
right?
can feel that. You can feel that. You can feel it on the sidelines, calling the game when guys are rolling. He was rolling. Our O-line was rolling, blocking. So we just stayed with it.
How much does that say about your running back and your O-line? Everyone knows you're going to run it when you're down there.
Yeah, it was huge. Obviously, they were big people, and there were some small spaces to get through, and our guys created some good spaces there at the end. So, just a hell of a team effort by everybody. It was a huge win, obviously, the way it ended up.
Shane, with Tyler to have, he got that one ball kind of ripped away from him. Then he makes 2 catches. What can you say about his performance?
Yeah, he had a big game as well. Obviously, that one there in overtime was the biggest one. But he's just got great feel and ability and space, and his physicality, run after catch was phenomenal for us.
How influential were the 2 plays Zaire Franklin made in overtime to back them up to get you the ball back?
Yeah, phenomenal. He played lights out for us. Obviously, getting those sacks there, the tackles in the backfield. We knew Bijan was a hell of a runner going into this game, and just trying to contain him as best we could. So I thought, I think we did a pretty good job there, and also, Zaire obviously getting the big time play there at the end was huge.
Shane, back against the wall with the 3rd and 21 where Daniel takes off and runs. What did you kind of see on that play?
Yeah, we're just trying to get some of it. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a long distance there, and obviously took off and ran, got some yards there, which was big for us.
Coach, a win like that goes a long way, especially for momentum when you're going into a bye week. What did that say about the team, the grit, the determination, the culture, about this team winning in that way?
Yeah, you could see, I've said this from the start. I mean, even when we went back to spring and training camp, you could feel the vibes. The guys were fired up. The camaraderie's been huge for us, and it's continued on. And to win close games like this, I think it says a lot about our football team and where we're at from a collective unit. So finding ways to win at the end are huge in this league. A lot of these games come down to just what happened today. So to find a way to win there was big for our football team.
All of the residents of Berlin enjoyed the first ever, NFL game here. I hope that we put a good product on the field, and just to be able to spread our love for the game.
Daniel, what does it mean that Tyler's put in all this work to be able to deliver in moments like that in this game?
Yeah, I mean, huge. He had some big time plays and situations that weren't perfect. Not exactly how you draw them up, and that's kind of been something we've said since he stepped on the field. It's not always perfect. It's not what you expect or what you talk about in the film room all the time, but somehow he makes a play and makes it happen, and you saw that several times a day in critical moments.
Was it your lip or your teeth that was cut, and how did that happen?
I think it was my lip, my my lip and inside my mouth.
Daniel, in
Jake-
game,
No, I'm just like, sometimes the way the helmet, you hit the ground, the way the helmet just goes different places, you get all types of stuff. You're like, man, I don't understand it.
Daniel, in games like
there
that,
were some inconsistencies like the last 2 weeks, right? You guys a lot of yards, but maybe some little hiccups that you got to fix. To win in spite of those, what does that tell you?
We got a good football team. We got a really good running back, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think across the board, when you look at a lot of those things today, we hurt ourselves in some key spots that we can't afford to do, and that's on me. I got to clean those up and make sure I'm protecting the ball, make sure we're converting in situations where we need to, especially down the red zone. So, obviously we'll look to correct that, but the fact we were able to win anyway and battle through a number of those situations, I think says a lot about our team. It says a lot about our, kind of fight, our mental, stamina, mental toughness as well.
As the game unfolds, you just realize how much you have to depend on each other. Like you said, offense, defense, special teams. And I think that's what we did. It was a three-phase full effort. And that's the kind of games you live for. Those are the kind of games that you remember and you look back on and you're like, man, we really came together that day.
JT, have you ever had the opportunity to walk off a win as a running back? And can you take us through just the emotions of that and getting that big win?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity before, and it's really just the mindset of understanding the situation, understanding what it's going to take to win the game. And then, of course, if you get that opportunity, you get that one-on-one, can you make a play while still handling the fundamentals and technique? And when you see that opportunity, you got to seize it.
What happened on the 80? What happened on the 83-yarder?
What do you mean?
Like what? We don't know how you got out of there, so you tell us what you saw.
No, I just didn't know if you seen something that would look off. Really, just they actually did a great job of penetrating all of the gaps. But I just know that my guys on the edge, Pitt, Alec, when I bounce to the outside, there's no lack of trust. It's just hit the edge full speed, because I know once they see me spring to the outside, they're going to turn around, find some work. And I think when you have that type of trust with the guys on the edge, you get those special runs like that. They're who make it go.
Jonathan, what does it mean to you to break Edgerrin James' franchise rushing touchdown record?
I mean, not only Edge, of course, I know he had the record, but you just think about the guys who we've had in this organization beforehand. And to be named amongst those legends, it means a lot. I don't take it for granted, but I also understand how those guys got there and how I got there. And it's the guys around you. It's the guys around you that support you. Like I mentioned, the guys on the edge, also the tight ends, the O-line. It's those guys who put you into that category. So I appreciate my teammates so much, and it means a lot.
Dan, does it ever get old being able to hand off to this guy? I mean, that is quite the luxury.
Yeah, definitely doesn't get old. Seeing 80-yarders, 50-yarders, 60-yarders. I mean, we've had a number of those this year, and I can tell you for sure it doesn't get old.
No, I really haven't. I know it's about 99% of my clothes are in Jersey still. I definitely got to make something happen with that, because I'm not trying to do any same stuff. So, definitely getting my clothes back to Indy. But I'm excited for this plane ride that we're about to be on. That was the first time that I've been in the locker room like that electric this year after the game. It was my first win I've been a part of this year. So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Kenny, I was there in Frankfurt when you guys beat the Patriots. Here in Berlin now, you win this game in a different kind of fashion. So, seeing how hard you guys played for all three phases throughout the game, beginning to end, how do you sum up that kind of gritty win? And I've asked this to the other guys, but I want to hear it from a defensive point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's been different here. This time we're the home team, and honestly, it feels like home. Obviously, the time that I've spent personally here, so it was good to be the home team first, and then second, the hospitality just been great. It really did feel like a home game, and I'm just glad we as a team was able to get the win here.
So to win like that in your first game here, I mean, that's probably one you won't forget. And would that be meaningful, do you think, for you as your first game?
Yeah, most definitely, because that 2-point conversion got converted on me when I slipped, so I was just like thinking, I was sick at that, but, and then the field goal kicker, he made the field goal. My bad, I'm still learning names and stuff like that. He made the field goal, and I was like, that's on me, D. That was supposed to be the game winner right there, not just inside the game. So I made sure, I'm not gonna slip no more. Coverage got real sticky for us to get the ball back to our offense. So, it was my first time playing in Berlin, and the fans were electric. So I'm definitely never going to forget that.
Sauce.
There was a play, I want to say in the third down, in the third quarter, I want to say, where you kind of locked up Drake London, and you were like very expressive after the play, talking to the guys on the sideline. What was like the moment like when you just, when you get into the game the way you did today?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It was like a tough week for me, mentally, just trying to learn all the plays. Started watching tape on Cleveland, and then already had to switch and watch tape on Atlanta, and that's just besides having to hurry up and fly to Indy and fly to Berlin. So it was tough, but football is football. And I got out there, I just wanted the guys to just give trust that I know what I'm doing. So I had to put in extra work. And this guy right here to the right of me, he was a huge reason I was able to go out there and know what I had to do.
Kenny, getting a guy like Sauce midweek, and obviously he's saying now that it was a tough week for him. What do you do to help him get into the rhythm of the defense and get into the game?
Great question. I think we had a really good week. He just elevated the entire room. It's impressive, how he was able to, adjust to everything that we had going into the game plan. We didn't slow up at all, trying to communicate. We didn't slow up at all, getting the checks in the game. So it was a all hands on deck effort. It just wasn't myself, but Coach Luanarumo and the coaching staff that we have here. He did extensive meeting time throughout the week, making sure that he was caught up. So it was great by him because his first walkthrough of the week, he was like, "Don't slow up for me. I want to be able to catch up with y'all." So all props to him being able to come into this environment, and I think it's easy. The Colts organization, we just have a family-oriented organization that was able to, have open arms for Sauce, as he was able to adjust.
And, as a defense, we just know we got to keep getting shots on goal. Shots on goal, you can see it little by little, body shots, knowing that home run going to come sooner or later. Those type of runs, we come to expect. We just got to keep our eye out for when they come. But, I think he made a clutch run in a tough situation in the game. Man, he's just taking this game to a whole nother level. Like Vern said, he's the most humble dude in that locker room. No matter what, he's going to give it to his teammates, give it to God. That's the type of man he is. But I tell him, look, I scream it from the mountaintops. He the MVP in my book.
You can't win, obviously. The offense can't score if they don't get the ball. Do you put your stamp on the game like that at the end, back-to-back plays, man? The moments you live for, how much did you enjoy that? And seriously, how much did I say about where your defense is?
Yeah, no question. Just going into overtime, like I said, man, we gave up that touchdown drive at the end. That was a sour taste in our mouth. We know what our offense is capable of. We know who they are. Had some shenanigans at the coin toss. But yeah, look, that wasn't my business. Respectfully, shout out to the league and the officials. I don't want no problems. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Once our offense got the ball, we knew they were going to score a touchdown. And we knew regardless of what happened, we wasn't going to let them score. So thankful for my teammates, thankful for the D-line and for the coaches to put me in position. But at the end of the day, we came out here to get a win, and that's what we did.